Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Robot Wars of Tea, or Time to Leave, as you will. I'm Drunken Dan.
Yeah, I'm glad the episode finally went up.
Yeah, next episode's gonna be up soon. I've been trying to get things up more.
I was sat there like, the episode that's gonna get us like actually yelled at if anyone actually watched this is
Well,
not up
they
yet.
had to get all the way to the end.
I was just wondering, is Dan like trying to censor me?
No. No, I had that fucking Katamari video for like ages too, and I just put that up like the other day.
Oh well.
And I have a bunch of Sam Max I still got uploaded. Let's see, I don't remember what all I did last time, so let me look through like customization stuff to see who I need to. Okay, I probably meant to throw it in Thursday, given where he is currently. I'll throw Noble Gundam something because she seems to be useful lately. Wait, nah, I don't think I have enough money for her. Oh, well, side plan. Did I do the side plan last time? I don't remember. I did. Okay. Alright, so I basically set this up for me just to get started. Yeah, last time I think we committed crimes. Yeah, we did. It was prison break time. I did play a little bit on my own, and by that I mean I played the chapter we're about to fucking record.
Yeah, so you already know what's coming.
Yes.
That's good.
So I know what units I'm about to get.
Yes.
I guess in terms of news, they literally just before we recorded announced that they're going to release a first ever translation of fucking Fire Emblem to the first one. But what I find funny is I'm pretty fucking sure it's probably some fan translation they ripped off. Because what they're doing is they're doing two things. One, there's a limited physical edition, but the physical edition doesn't come with an actual physical cart of the game, digital only. And the digital only is only available until like March of next year.
Yeah, yes, because of Nintendo's baffling mentality of "fuck you, consumer."
I don't know why I literally have no idea why they do this. I don't get it.
I get doing it for physical releases.
I can get that, even though I don't like it. I can get that.
No, it's super scummy, but doing it for digital releases is just silly. Because it's like, yeah, okay, you'll drive up people who who get the impression of, oh, the only way I can get this is if I buy it now. So it's like incentivizes. It basically is trying to I feel like it's trying to bully people into buying it.
Yeah.
But then it's just also you're just effectively removing like potential word of mouth benefit for people who come in late because. And guess what? People still buy Switches.
Yeah, because it's I think it comes out it's a short period of time. I think it's like November or December it comes out. I forgot the exact date. Hold on, I can pull it up on my phone. But it's not even that long of a window. Let me just go to my Twitter profile because I can find it on there. Because when is the availability? Okay, it's 31st of next year when it March 31st next year when it's no longer available. It'll be available on the 4th of December. So it's not even that long of a period of time that it's going to be up on the shop. Because you'll have, let's see here, like 3 months. You have like 3 months to buy it. And the physical, so the digital is going to cost like $5, which that's fair. That's fine. I know the physical quote, which just comes with like a replica cartridge for the a replica NES cartridge, a replica NES box, an art book, a poster, stuff like that, and then they're charging $50 for it.
I mean, I at least get that because that's a collector's item idea mentality. That's a special edition. Like I wouldn't get it.
I feel like it should be like $30 or something because that's like Sonic's a one for Mania, which only had a digital one that came with a fucking statue, and it was only like $30.
No, yeah, it's still like overpriced for what it is. I can get why it's like. What I just find baffling the mentality of, well, fuck you, the consumer, and it's like, But why though? It's not like you're already paying for the servers. It's not like for keeping the stuffing on the storefront actually costs
And
you
not
any
only
money
that,
at
but
all.
like the fucking so we're paying for the online for this fucking thing. They never really improved their online like they said they were going to, and that's why they were going to charge. They've done nothing but lie when it comes to the online service. But it's Nintendo, so they're allowed to get away with it.
I guess at the very least they're not spying on your party conversations.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you can't have any.
Yeah, there's no voice chat.
So
It's
like that.
And another baffling Nintendo decision.
It's a bit of an interesting predicament. Do you let them spy on you, or do you accept that? Well, you're just not going to have it inbuilt voice chat. I mean, that's not really a deal breaker because most people would just use Discord or Skype or.
Yeah,
I
I don't really
Zoom.
use I rarely play games where I use in-voice chat because if I'm playing with randos online, I usually am like, yeah, I'm not really here to talk. I'm just here to fucking.
I'm not going to talk to you people. I'm not that. If I wanted social interaction, I would be playing video games.
You can get rid of that stress altogether. Just play single-player games.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to. Sometimes though, you do want to play against people, but you don't want to listen to people. You know.
Right. I will say though, I do find certain games just more fun to play with people. Like if I'm playing like a fighting game and I'm getting my ass beat by someone I'm talking to, that's a lot better than getting my ass beat by someone that I can't even hear and talk to. Because that
I
just
agree.
fucking frustrates me.
There are games that I like but won't play on my own, or there are games that I don't like but I am willing to play if other people are playing. Like, I don't like Fortnite. I never liked Fortnite. I've never played a game of Fortnite without other people, but I have played it with people when it was a thing. When it was, a thing. When it first became a thing.
Now TF2, I play by myself.
And I'm in a kind of similar position with Fall Guys, where I don't really like Fall Guys. It's not a game I don't think I've ever played it without other people there, but I'll play it if my friends want to. I say friends, associates. I don't believe in friendship.
And yet he's a Gal Guy Gar fan.
That's not friendship, that's courage. Didn't you watch Digimon? They are completely different things.
It's fine. They're done milking G1 for about 5 minutes.
No, they're not.
I said 5 minutes.
Remake it. So said they've remade it. What are you talking about?
Wait, they're actually gonna remake the original series?
They already are.
I didn't know they were remaking it. I knew they did the sequel stuff for it.
No, they've done the sequel. Now there's just a full-on reboot with the OG cast.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's on like episode 9 or something now.
Holy shit, I did not know this. I'm not kidding. I had no idea. That's funny.
That's why I found it. That's why I absolutely found it.
Wait, hold
insane.
on. I'm confused. Wait, I'm confused. Is this the one where they're in high school? Because I'm pretty sure that's after.
No. This is a brand new one that is like it's new, and then like it's a reboot.
So, is that the thing with them in high school though? Because I'm pretty sure.
No.
Oh,
No, it's not.
kids.
Like that's a sequel to Adventure One.
Because there was a tri
again.
sequel. Because there was a tri sequel like this movie series, and then there was one more Last Hurrah.
Yeah, and then they've done it, and now they've done a reboot that is the same cast again. It's like
So it's
that's
kids
Pokemon and Grey
again.
model, right? Yep.
Okay. You can understand why I'm a little confused, right?
I agree, it's confusing, but I'm just telling you that now
It's so weird. Like a reboot of the show, they kind of came back in a nostalgia tour.
That they literally just ended. Yeah, it's like here's the end of the series and the swan song of all these characters.
Like, wouldn't it make more sense
anyway.
to like, wouldn't it, like, in a weird, fucked up way, make more sense to just reboot, like, season 2 or 3 or something?
It wouldn't make more sense just do a whole new season again, but
They're not gonna do that, they're scared. The last couple seasons didn't do too hot.
Or just, like, get one of these games that have done, like, surprisingly well and just make
an animated version of it.
Yeah, it's like, just
Maybe
take
they're
the
afraid they'll
cyber-
end up making Persona 5 the animation.
They can't do worse than Atlas did. Besides, Cyber Sleuth is nothing like Persona 5. It's a lot like our war game.
Yeah.
Which, to be
Though
fair...
though that game is good, though it does do a thing that, so, I was thinking about this last night, so, one of the things that I do, so this is kind of getting tabletop for just like 1 second, then it's going to swerve back to. I just need this to kind of explain my point. So one thing that I do as a GM is I do make a lot of. Hey Sabo, we're talking about Digimon, and right now it's Cyber Sleuth, and I'm about to talk about something with protagonists. But I'm swerving into basically me DMing Pathfinder for a second to explain something, and then swerving back. So when I like I said, I've been DMing for a little bit now, campaign. Now, one thing I like to do, because one thing I like in RPGs are like when you have like friendly, helpful NPCs who'll sometimes they'll help you in combat, sometimes they'll do that, that kind of shit. I actually really enjoy that. So I have them with the rule of that they are just NPCs. None of them are the main character. Yeah, they can have arcs affected by the party, but the party are the heroes. They're the protagonists. So anyway, Nokia is a piece of shit character, and I hate it because that's the main character. Nokia is the main character, and she's the worst. She gets everything handed to her. Fuck Nokia. There we go.
She is. She only is like, it's that thing where like Cyber Sleuth does this weird thing where it sort of effectively like divides its story into three seemingly separate three separate storylines that eventually converge. So it's like Nokia's the protagonist of the hacker stuff, but like the whole there's Digimon in the real world thing, that's all Aruto, and the whole there's this evil corporation thing, that's all Yuko. So it's like she is in the sense that she's a third of the protagonists.
She's more than a third.
She's really not, because like once you get how have you beat the game yet? Or
yeah, I've beat it. I've seen the ending and everything.
Okay, well it's just because like once you get like it literally is just like one chapter is focused on the hacker stuff, the next chapter is then focused on the
I know,
real world stuff.
But like Nokia has all the fucking boxes of just being the protagonist, but you're following a supporting character. She is.
Yeah, she doesn't do much though. I mean, she doesn't do
much other than get God handed to her.
I mean,
you get better God.
I'm gonna say you can get better Omegamon.
Yeah, you can get better. Yeah, you can get it if you do the grinding. But in story, she gets it.
No, but in story you get Alphamon, who's stronger, the strongerest. Not even a joke. Like Alphamon is Omegamon's boss. So, on the one hand, yeah, you're right. She gets the face character who is like everyone knows. But on the other hand, you get the actual like Digimon equivalent of the Nuke.
I mean, I guess, but they treat her more like the protagonist.
I mean,
and she's the worst.
That's just because she's not silent, so she can talk.
Yeah, and every time she opens her mouth, I wish she stopped.
I mean, she's not the best. I'll grant you that.
I literally it wasn't even long in the game. I don't even think she was handed her mascot characters from the previous G1 bullshit that she's just given. I before she even got that, I was looking at the railing and then looking at her like, I could shove her off and nobody would know.
But I mean, as I said, the whole point is she gets her Megamon is like, I mean, you get the better. Your one gets like 10 times better. In fact, you can have every protagonist one.
Potentially you can, but that's like any kind of like catch-em-all game or.
Yeah, but we have to take that assumption. I mean, I guess you can argue Persona's not like that because you can't usually get other people's Personas.
Yeah, they can't get other ones either, other than upgrades for theirs. So, at least in after 2, because I think 2 and 1 you could.
You'll probably like Hacker's Memory more then, because
I've seen a little bit of Hacker's Memory, and yeah, I actually am more.
No one gets anything worthwhile in that except for you, because basically Hacker's Memory is a baffling game of there's a big plot going on, you can't do anything to affect it because it's in that weird thing when there's all this talk of there's this whole Digimon thing going on, but it's like you know that you can't do anything to influence it because you already know that it ends.
Right.
You already know the protagonist saves the world, so you're just kind of going through a plot which doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, what's kind of funny, thinking about this, because we're playing Robot Wars, which has protagonists from so many fucking things. At least in V, they did a decent job overall of making each one of them have their moment. And then even you get your moment at the very end, where it's like, okay, here's the big boss, it's yours, enjoy.
Well, that's because it's Super Robot Wars V as like a kind of gameplay style where you can just have like walls and walls of text to basically explain. Basically, just do the plot of the series that they're from. Whereas
Right.
just like,
But like, I mean,
so
even with that, you could easily like end up pushing things to the side. But everyone gets a little bit of something other than like Banjo. But Banjo gets actually no, Banjo even gets a little bit. Even he got a little bit. He got probably the least amount, but he got a little bit even.
that's what happens when you're from an ancient series that no one cares about anymore.
I guess people cared more about Zambot because Zambot got a good bit.
Banjo mostly exists because he's a 2L size robot, and there aren't that many of those.
Mm.
So kind of like the game mechanics require at least one of those. So there you go.
They're like we couldn't get the Gunbuster here. We got the Gunbuster in the next game. Here, have this one.
Yeah, die turn goes away.
I thought Daitan's still in T.
No, die turn isn't in T.
Oh, I'm thinking of Zambot, right, my bad.
Zambot's not in T either, I don't think.
Am I thinking of them?
Hey, there is an old one in here. I just don't know. I don't remember which one it is. But it's neither of those two.
Ooh, look this up.
By the way, for the chapter we're on, it's the one with the it's the one with the flowers, and they try to use that to pacify Van, but his love for revenge is way too great.
Ah, yes. Oh wait, I know what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of Trider.
Ah.
Yeah, Trider's like the weird one that they don't like using very much.
But Corporation.
Because Trider has no plot. Like Trider's
Wait a
Trider
minute,
has
hold that goddamn phone. Is that the El Dorado?
Eldora, so yeah. Yeah, it's playable. In fact, you can get it early with DLC.
Okay, so I'll get it a little bit earlier then, because it's Switch version.
So Trider basically has no plot. The plot is that he's an elementary school kid who has a robot and also manages a company. And occasionally a monster shows up that he has to fight with the robot.
It's basically like Mike. It's basically like Mike Guy, but without the
twist.
Sort of without the
or like how things kind of escalate as it goes on. There's like a little bit of a lot going on.
Like some episodes, he doesn't even use Trider. He just has like some random school shenanigans, and that's the whole episode.
The only thing I know about this character Priscilla is that she's basically this series' Allenby. That's the only thing I know. I haven't seen Gunsword yet.
Pretty much, because all they do, and pretty much, and to the extent that they even just sort of hang out a lot in this game, and every game they both feature in, which I think it might just be this game.
Ah.
Yeah, G-Gundam wasn't in K, so...
Yeah, I mean, so, plus it also helps that, like, they both have a thing for a person who's definitely not going to go for them.
Right, because they're not girl number one.
Well, it's not even that for Vaughn, it's just that Vaughn's a psychopath.
And Vaughn's wife is dead.
Yeah. He's like... yeah, so it's kind of just doomed from the start anyway.
Yeah, for anyone who's interested in him.
Which does hurt Common, but she doesn't have a robot, so she doesn't count.
Sorry, Wendy.
She might as well not exist.
Sorry, Wendy. It's okay. You'll go on to manage this fast food restaurant, I guess.
It's okay. She has a gun.
She does.
And a brother voiced by Johnny Young Bosch.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
And he's just kind of an asshole.
I mean, you did say voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. That's not a dig at Johnny Young Bosch. That's just what he tends to voice.
He doesn't always voice assholes. He voiced Vash and
I didn't
Vash.
say. I mean, Vash is the only one.
Vash
He voiced
and
Joshua.
Vash and
Joshua's
an asshole.
Joshua is
no. Joshua from Trails in the Sky.
We know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know which Joshua you're talking about. He is an ass, though.
He is.
Nah, he's just edgy.
I mean, he's kind of an. I mean,
He's still
I don't
kind
know,
of an
man.
ass.
The ending of Sky One, he's kind of an ass with a weird slasher face.
Still did nothing wrong, TM.
Well,
He never did anything wrong. He almost did something wrong, but he couldn't pull it off. So technically, he did nothing wrong.
No, I said Estelle did nothing wrong. TM, that was the joke.
Or did she? She did like. Actually, you know who did do something wrong in Sky? It was fucking Virgil clone. He's Virgil though.
I mean, you're not wrong. Oh,
Like, especially now that Virgil's got a black coat.
oh god, that just reminded me. This might set you into a blood rage. So, like a friend of mine that they're a bit younger, so they just started getting into Devil May Cry, and they just did like a stream where they've gone through 1 through 4. They like 3 and 4 the best, but they do say that they wish 3 had 4's camera angles, and they kind of like the guns in 2.
I mean,
The gun shoots good.
I mean, only by virtue of the fact that the AI in 2 is so astronomically stupid, you can sit there and pepper them with bullets and they won't do anything for you.
DMC2, best game. Gun
Like, there's-
shoot, go bang.
Like, there's so many compilations of just how that game's fundamentally broken. It's like, if you could find yourself enjoying it, fair enough, but like...
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've only played a little bit of 5, so I'll count it as one I enjoy, but I still need to, own it. I would say 3 and 4 are probably my 2 favorites. I didn't really like 2 or 1, to be honest with you. One had Resident Evil camera angles, and it just doesn't really work with that kind of game.
I mean, one is what I would call the classical definition of a B game, in that it's a game that was kind of not put out on the cheap, but it was definitely put out with like a less experienced team and not as much of a budget as, say, like the AAA titles that were going into development at the time,
Right.
like RE4, which is not a dig because I kind of wish we had more games.
I
wish we had
missed
more B games.
Yeah, I think there should be more B games. I missed the B game. A lot of my favorite games were B games. I've always been that.
These
fucking
days,
hero.
everything has to be a AAA title with a like movie level budget.
Problem is that one is just date. One is, and I know it's a common thing to say, but it's true. One is dated. But more importantly, it's dated because it was the progenitor of the kind of fast-paced action game. And while there were action games before it,
Nothing
it's
like
very
it.
much the. It's like how Astro Boy is that so many things ape the Astro Boy idea of, hey, I'm a genius scientist and my son died. I'm going to create a robotic duplicate of my son, or I'm going to create a facsimile of my son. But Astro Boy is like one of the ones that like deals with, man, that's a really fucked up thing to do. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the others just kind of, it just happened. And it's like Mazinger Z, like, even though that's progenitor of like a lot of super robot stuff, like Koji Kabuto like really fucks things up the first couple times he drives Z. And it's like incredibly dangerous. Like, it's not just that he falls in the cockpit and knows exactly what he's doing. So it's like in that
hell,
weird...
just like Mobile Suit Gundam, actually, we can put that to that too with Amuro in the Gundam at the start.
So it's the case of, it's like Devil May Cry 1 is a good game, but it definitely has issues. But they're the kind of issues that it's like, it's understandable because they didn't have like the frame of reference that so many games these days have to draw upon.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I'm not trying to be harsh on it. I just couldn't enjoy it. It's not like I'm not trying to say like this is the worst game ever or anything like that. I just couldn't really get into it. I respect it for what it did for its time, though.
I'll separate my views on 5 for a second. I'll say that I like, in regards to 3 and 4, I prefer 4 mechanically, but I think 3 is overall the better game.
Okay.
Because, well, 4 has, as I said, the better mechanics in terms of how all the characters play. Like, I think, like, 4 Dante is amazing, only topped by 5 Dante. But, like, and sort of definitely they hit the right note by making Virgil, by making Nero and Dante play like so, like, seemingly similarly, but like completely differently in terms of actual mechanics. Like, Nero is built more for like one-on-one encounters. Dante is built for crowd control.
Right.
But the problem with 4 is definitely 4 is the game where you can see like the budgetary constraints or the time constraints, because it was pushed. It was definitely
like with the map
out.
and stuff and like backtracking and.
Yeah, it's the fact that like backtracking's never been has always been a element in Devil May Cry. It was never literally
As much.
walk up through a bunch of hallways, and then walk backwards through those bunch of hallways.
Right.
So it's like the level design in 3 makes everything feels more sort of like interconnected. Even 1 has it, where 1 was like aping off of the shared Resident Evil. It's like how you walk in Resident Evil, you walk around the Spencer Mansion, you loop back in on yourself, you unlock new places to go.
Yeah,
It's very much taking that sort of like Resident Evil DNA it has.
Right. I mean, it was a prototype for Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I think it was developed around the time of Code Veronica, I believe.
So what basically happened was Mikami was working. They were working on Resident Evil 4, and they had a prototype build of Resident Evil 4, like one of the many prototype versions of Resident Evil 4. Like, then they noticed there was a bug where you could like juggle.
I didn't mute the right thing, and I coughed. Fuck. You didn't hear it, but I forgot that I didn't hit it on the fucking OBS. Shit.
Oh, what did you do?
I took a drink too fast.
Oh no, you're gonna drown.
Do we need to restart or?
No.
Okay.
I'm not gonna restart.
I need to run down to South Jersey and give you the Heimlich maneuver.
By then, I'm already just dead.
I can make it in like 3 hours. That's more than it'll take.
It just reminded me of this comic my brother's friend made years ago, where it was their greatest superhero, super slow, and it was like some woman getting mugged, and he's like, "I'm coming, I'm almost there," and gets there, and the woman's dead. Oh no, I'm too late. That was the entire comic, but it's so dumb, but it's stuck with me for all these fucking years.
Always the silly things, but like. Yeah, so it started life as a glitch in one of the proto builds of RE4. I think it was even the RE3.5 build that they were talking about. The one where it was like completely different game.
Right.
But yeah, they liked the glitch so much that they decided, hey, let's make a game around this. So they got like, so they put Hideki Kamiya in charge of making a Resident Evil action game that would have been sort of based around this, and that's where a lot of like stuff comes into Devil May Cry, where you like, yeah, this is Resident Evil,
right?
Because it was originally intended as a Resident Evil spin-off, but then they were like, this is way too much not like Resident Evil, so fuck it, it's a new game.
Yeah, they still made
Well, that's because it's a massively. I mean, you can't blame them for making 4. 4's like the most popular like.
No, I know, but you get what I'm saying, though. You get why I made that fucking quip real quick.
No, yeah. But it's the more, well, I assume it was more to do with the fact that Devil May Cry is essentially about making you feel like an all-powerful badass, whereas Resident Evil kind of wants you to feel a little bit squishy.
Well, except for 4. 4 is basically...
But yeah, so while DMC4 has like...
Except for the tower defense levels. I mean, the raid levels where you're getting attacked by swarms of people. Which is not at all like a tower defense.
It's kind of like a tower defense.
It is just a joke.
The real problem with that theory, though, you're not in a tower, you're in a house.
Well, you see, it's because it's an early stage of a tower defense game, because usually in those stages you start in like a house. Or like
then RE3 puts you in a hospital when they do their raid. They do their like horde segment. But yeah, like mechanically, I think 4 is like better than 3. But I think, like, in terms of overall, as a game, 3 is stronger. 3 has like, the fact that 3 barely repeats any boss fights, and, like, basically every level has a boss or a boss equivalent. And 3 has, like, huge variety of weapons. It's, like, the only real issue with...
Yeah, 4 and 3 are both really good. They're just both...
The only real issue I have with 3 is it's going back to it, like... Man, I want to be able to swap styles with the press of a button, or I want more than 2 melee weapons equipped.
The one thing I will say that 3 does, the one thing that can turn people off from 3 versus 4 is that 4 eases you into the game a lot better.
Yeah.
By that I mean like Cerberus.
Yeah, like it is a good comparison. Like Belial versus Cerberus, it's like Cerberus is significantly, and I would even argue Cerberus is probably one of the harder bosses in the game, comparative to where you are in terms of playing against him.
Yeah,
like there are definitely bosses that are harder. But
like honestly, like after like it took me a while to get through Cerberus. I'm not gonna lie, I died a fuck ton on Cerberus.
Be honest, even I still struggle with Cerberus if I'm doing like a first run.
Yeah, I haven't played in years, so probably if I played it again, I'd probably be smacking against that wall again. But when I finally got past him, the game felt like so much easier, and it never to me felt that difficult to me again.
I think it's because like a lot, like he does a lot of damage, and he's also in like a really kind of difficult to hit. Whereas a lot of other bosses are either like Gigapede, where you can just stand on its back and slash it the fuck up, or they're like facing you normally, so you have like
he's basically
much more options.
And Cerberus is basically the fucking room.
Whereas Cerberus, it's like the only way to effectively hit is to jump, and when you're jumping midair, it's like there's a lot few. When you're in midair, you can't roll,
right?
So you can't like get out of the way of attacks. So you have to like effectively. Yeah, it almost is treated like a Souls boss, but it is But then that's mitigated by like when you do like replays, and you have more shit and you have more equipment and better health.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's bad. It definitely is a little bit more.
Well, what helps
harsh.
What helps for, and it's going to sound, and it sounds rude to, well, not rude, but like it sounds like sort of a bit weird to say, but like Nero is like a significantly easier character to play than Dante, because Nero doesn't gain like extra. He gains like abilities, but nothing like that changes his fundamental kit.
No, you're absolutely right. Because like when I played, I've always kind of. And this is actually probably why I like 4 just a little bit more. Is I kind of prefer playing Nero over Dante, and I think his playstyle just always clicked with me a little bit more.
And his playstyle especially comes into notice when you're doing like bosses and like big hordes, because as I said, the thing with Nero is really good at like 1v1s, and that's why he has the ability to grab enemies out of crowds, pull them in, so you can do combos on them, but it separates them from the crowd, and he can use this to keep close to bosses. Devilbringer can do lots of damage. Like it's just he has a lot of kit that is designed to make like these sort of 1v1 encounters, which are inherently easier than putting you in a room full of enemies. And it's like, here's like a bunch of weapons, go nuts.
Right.
Which Dante is basically designed of the, you know the basic mechanics of what you're meant to do. Fucking hit them.
But again, that's not saying like Dante's playstyle. I'm not trying to say like Dante's playstyle is bad or anything stupid like that. It's just, I just feel like 4 eased you in a little better. But I do think both games are really good, and it's hard for me to really pick which one I prefer. I would say, I really don't know. I don't know.
That's why I cheat and just say I like both, but I like them for different reasons. Like 4, and I think 4 is especially propped up by the special edition, because Virgil is so stupid fun to play in that. He's broken as fuck, but he's stupid fun. And that's why I'm hoping that when Virgil comes out on DMC5 in a few weeks,
I have acquired my circumcision. I had to do it once. Every time Virgil's name came up, I kept holding myself back. I can't do it anymore.
The problem is when you started saying that, I was like, oh no, this feels like it's going to become like the Chris Redfield, you need to fuck my sister meme. I don't know why I thought that. I guess it's because like Virgil's a weird brother.
I guess, I don't know.
And also, I'll tell you what it is, because all the meme faces I see of Virgil look a lot like the Chris face.
No. You're not wrong. I still love the one where they did a mod where they just... I still love that one, we mentioned it before, but the fucking one with Virgil, but with fucking CJ from San Andreas.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the one with it's Virgil, but he's got on a lawn chair.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that's the new one.
Oh, okay,
So,
I gotta look at that.
That's great. But I guess this is a segue for me to talk about DMC5, which I am actually playing right now in preparation for Virgil.
Is a good game, and I haven't played about it yet.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about it, because I'm just going to say DMC5 is basically perfect.
I have a feeling 5 is going to be the one that I'm going to like the most after I fucking find
the fact that literally, not even like every game, and I mean every game, but every fake Devil May Cry gets something in DMC5. Like, it treats everything with respect, even the things that probably don't deserve it.
Like 2?
Like 2. Like DMC Devil May Cry.
DMC is best game. Dante is Crack addict!
They do. It is interesting because there's definitely elements from DMC Devil May Cry that are present in this, but they don't feel like ridiculously as obnoxious as they.
Yeah, I even like when that game came out, I was more of a casual person with DMC, kind of like slowly starting to get introduced. So I wasn't like enough to be like this is the worst if it was a decent game. Mechanically, it's okay, and then it just kind of.
Shall I tell you the way I've come to rationalize what DMC is? DMC is if Hollywood made a Devil May Cry movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
Pretty much.
It has literally all the trappings of the classic Hollywood dog shit adaptation, and I don't even hate it as a game. Like, you're right,
I mean,
it's
look
fine.
at the new Monster Hunter one.
Yeah, I was actually going to segue into that.
Are we gonna talk about the poor woman who worked as the stunt double who lost her fucking arm?
Ah, yes, Paul W.S. Anderson. His habit of mangling his employees.
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Totally fine.
Working as intended.
All because he
mean,
wanted to make fetish porn for himself about his wife.
I mean, I don't. I don't.
Styled, quote, quote.
I like
as a video game.
But I was just gonna say, like, I don't have any sort of strong, appealing, affection for Monster Hunter, but like, I do feel sorry for people who were like going into this with like the vague hope it wouldn't suck. Like, I'm sorry, guys, but it is Paul W.S. Anderson. Look what he did to Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Go on, look at it. I had to look at it. You have to look at it too.
If you were, I'm gonna be real with you. Maybe it's just because of the way I am these days. But like, if it was like Wes Anderson, he was doing, I don't know, something that I'm really into, like super into. I would just, actually no, when he did Resident Evil, I was just like, it's a Hollywood thing. I don't fucking care.
Well,
I did make a joke back in the day when they made the second one, where I was like, I like how the only character that looks like himself is Jill.
Yeah, he didn't even make that one. That's the one he did. That's the only one he didn't direct.
Oh, that's why she looked like.
Also, you know what? Fair play. I'm going to say fair play to the actress who played Jill. She did get super into the role, and she researched, and she did proper research to the point she even like actually mimics the walk animation.
Oh yeah.
Of
So
Jill.
what's funny is a lot of times in these shitty adaptations, the actors will actually try their best to actually act out that character and actually research it.
It's like James Marsters in Dragon Ball Evolution.
Or
yeah.
Oh wait, which one? Which actor?
James
The
Marsters,
guy who played Piccolo.
Actually, funny enough, same thing with Bulma's actress.
He was like super hardcore, ready to go, and they're like he's like it was kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
He didn't actually do anything with it.
So
but now he's in Dragon Ball, so it's fine.
Yeah. So Bulma's actress, she was she was aware of it and was like, all right. So she's like, okay, so she has blue hair. So she goes out to get a streak of her hair dyed so she can kind of test out the color. And the director sees just that and goes, all right, now just keep that. What? Just keep that. But her hair is blue. Just keep that.
It's actually purple.
Well, the cartoon.
Oh, I'll be that guy.
The cartoon, motherfucker. You know. You fucking know. You damn well know, you son of a bitch.
How does black and blue make purple?
It's okay. The anime then gave him blue hair with no explanation.
You dye your hair blue. I'm a Super Saiyan blue.
That Team 4-star shirt clip where he just yells at him for dyeing his hair blue is really fucking funny. Rest in peace. But
Team 4-star.
That's why I said rest in peace. I say them and then I always end it with rest in peace. It's the joke. It's the bit.
At this point, they might actually have to do Boo Saga.
I don't think they can. I'm pretty sure if they tried to do Boo Saga, Toei would just destroy them.
I don't really think so.
And they're well aware of this. They also, I don't think they can do Boo Saga. It's hard to make Boo Saga funny. All of the characters that they're usually used for humor don't show up in it. Boo can't really be made funny the way Cell and Frieza are, so they're just we're not even gonna try. They couldn't even make BoJack funny. They tried to do the movie and they were just no, we're just.
Well, that was also with them burned out and because they just don't want to do it anymore.
Well, they're like he's like even though we were burned out, we gave it like our best shot, but we weren't making any jokes that were working because we didn't have enough to work with. Because none of his minions say anything.
Hey, that didn't stop the original Android Super 17 movie from making dub from making the fucking androids say shit for the fuck of it.
I guess.
They literally in the original one said nothing, and then they just turned them into that. It's so fucking funny.
And to be fair, the actual dub of the Super Android 13 is pretty just like meaty anyway.
Oh yeah.
I remember the actual dub to the same thing.
$20 haircut.
Your $30 haircut.
Because it's like they're like in the original they just kind of walk around going Son Goku.
Yeah.
Like nothing else, and then like there's like even in the dub they made them like making all these quips because that was back when like they didn't have confidence that like people would be interested in just a straight up direct translation if they didn't touch it up.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. That's better than doing it. There are times when you should look at what you're given and be like, maybe a direct adaptation's a stupid idea.
Maybe sometimes you should just do a ghost stories. Is all I'm saying.
So.
Yes, sometimes you need a ghost stories.
I mean, he wasn't flat out like obsessed with his trucker hat, but I mean, he did have the cool redneck thing down.
Yeah. Well, that's where they got it from, because they were working off of the dub at that point. Because they were playing off of the dub. I mean, they already had Bojack voice once as a cartoon pirate. Just fucking keep doing that.
Yeah, but they had a lot of voices that they don't talk about anymore.
It's true.
Like original Kami voice.
Well, I think that's just because you know Vegeta 986 or whatever his name was just like kind of abandoned all that.
Yes. That Naruto bridge guy.
They don't like talking about.
Well, was it? I know one of the other ones was also originally a Naruto bridge guy.
There was Vegeta, something over, and then the other guy, I don't remember who they super.
The other guy was Masako X.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah,
It was Masako. And then there was like something with Vegeta, whatever his name was, I don't remember. Man, earlier bridge series days were fucking weird.
Hey, remember when they did Earth's Strongest and they renamed the one character just Douchebag? Because I do. To be fair, they do a callback to that where before he dies in the when they redid it, he's just like, what a douchebag, and then he just fucking eats shit.
But yeah. And then slightly other like news that's sort of related to this. They did actually announce there's a new Super Robot Wars game coming out next year.
Have they said anything about it yet, or just that it's coming out?
No, it's coming.
No.
Okay.
But it's
Like
coming.
it's like there's gonna be a new game next year. What is it? We don't know.
Shut up.
We have
We'll tell you
We have
later.
nothing to show you yet.
Hey, I'm fine with them just announcing that they're working on one, even though that's fine. I'm okay with that. That's fine.
This was after like a 6-hour stream, which was basically just like Terada and some other guy just like talking about the good old days.
Man, remember Super Robot Wars?
Remember when we were just when like there was just a lot of giant robots and we could just take our pick, and now we're just grabbing old stuff.
They were just like talking about the good old days and like looking at playing with toys, and people were like, "This is really weird."
By the way, there's a new game coming out. Bye.
This is they were like, "This is literally the Japanese mecha anime equivalent of like OK Boomer."
I mean, in some ways, that's kind of what Super Robot Wars is these days, if you think about it.
But it wasn't even that. It was like, man, remember when we didn't have to worry about HD and like we can just do whatever we wanted. They're like, man, if we wanted to do a reversion of Alpha 1, we'd have to cut out the HD, or else it'll never work. Ha 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 ha.
Maybe they're doing a remake of Alpha 1.
I mean, maybe they are, but they're like, if we do, well, they said if they were gonna do Alpha 1, like the animations would have to be like ridiculously scaled back because you know Alpha 1 has a fuck ton of units. Because that was back when like there was minimal animation, so all they could do was basically just make a sprite, so like they could just do whatever they wanted.
Right. Where now they make
so
these
they
big
could do
bombastic animations.
Yeah, so now they're like, which ones can we put only in attacks, and which one can we just skip?
By the way, I purposely selected when we were talking about the animations, like Allenby's fucking burning finger, where they kind of go hard in for this one like reference animation.
Well, I mean, It is the attack. It's the whole reason she's in the game.
Yeah. I don't think she ever used it in the show, did she?
Yes, she and Domon do the double burning finger thing, the tag team.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So
She never uses it herself, but she uses it in combination with Domon, which means she theoretically could use it herself.
she could do it if she just wanted to, just like how everyone could do the Kamehameha if they really wanted to.
It's true.
But I guess the other thing, I finished Crash 4.
I still need to finish it. I keep getting, but I've been loving it.
I really like it, but I also it's not so much a difficulty curve. It's like a fucking difficulty cliff for like the last 2 worlds.
I mean, that's kind of what happens between the first 2 worlds and then the next one. It kind of has these like spikes.
As I said, that's the spike with that one. The fucking I will say, you know the flashback tapes.
Yes.
I said that I uttered the loudest "oh fuck off" game I've ever done when I got to like the end of the final level and I saw. And this is bearing in mind, like every other level I managed to do like within the 3 lives that you need to get the gem. And then this one I was like on fucking death 40. And I got to the end and it's like literally the end of the level you get the flashback tape and it's like, oh fuck off game. Like, goddamn.
I mean, I'm glad I'm not 100%ing it. Fuck no and fuck that. I got a question. Does Priscilla's mech get more attacks or she just only have
Only the 2.
That's it.
Don't, like, everyone who's not down at Thursday is super not, like,
worth it?
no. Except maybe Volcane, you get it. Actually, no, Volcane's pretty good, but that's a while away.
That's a fucking shame.
I mean, they're good. They just don't have many attacks.
Yeah, it's the case of they will do the job that you want them to do, especially if you upgrade them. But, like,
Basically, if I want
it.
to, I can. Basically, if I'm a fan of the character and want to just have them anyway, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like Eldora Soul has only 2 attacks, but I mean, it's still a very powerful super robot if you choose to use it. You just only use those 2 attacks over and over and over and over again.
More disappointed, it doesn't even have any attacks from the show.
No. It's one of those where, like, you could tell a year wasn't quite enough for them to put in all the animations they liked.
Right. Because I mean, Allenby, like I mean, we've talked about Allenby's ribbons ever, or at least I have.
Well, Eldora Soul is the same thing. Like, there's like one of their they have a second attack, which is clearly something they're supposed to get later on in the game, but because there's a perfect part later in the show where they're like, oh, this is probably where they'd unlock that attack, but since they didn't have time to do like any attacks before that other than the basic one, they just gave it to them early because they were like, oh, that's what we got.
It's also disappointing because they have a what is basically Gaiga's Hell and Heaven technique that's not in this game.
Yeah, they only did it in K.
Yeah, they only did it in K, but you could have had it, but they didn't.
Well, that's because they only do it with their initial version, which you don't get in this game.
Yeah. Now you just get the stupid gold one that can't even transform.
Yeah, the one where they disabled the transformation thing because, you know...
Arseholes. Don't believe... They don't have soul. Oh.
You know, I will say
This is not as bad as Solar Aquarian coming in at like the very end of Z3 with like, oh yeah, we can only use the one mode.
No one likes Aquarian though, so it's fine.
Well, people used to.
Well then,
dumb aside real quick. I will say, I do think I like the Tornado a little better than the Von Ray.
Fair enough.
I think it's a little cooler.
Wait till you get the Rex. Fair enough. As I say, wait till you get Rex.
Oh no, I was the video game. I was thinking about what I should do next if I want to do certain things. Yeah, I'll have Dome attack. Yeah, I don't really. I don't know what the Tornado Rex, but obviously it's not great, so it's gonna be.
So I'm gonna throw shade on popular YouTubers now.
Like TJ already.
Yeah. So fucking Red Letter Media put out another Star Trek thing, right?
I don't watch this Star Trek stuff. But
I know you don't. That's why I'm just gonna say that like they had this weird discussion where Mike's the Class was baffled that people didn't like Wesley Crusher. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you little crap out old man?
I think he's just an old hipster.
It's not even hipster. Like, come on. It's fucking Wesley. Everyone hates him.
Like I said, he's just an old hipster.
Even Sabo hates him.
Like I said, he's just an old hipster.
And I was actually in like the age-appropriate bracket of someone who should have liked Wesley Crusher when the show was first airing.
Shut up,
Like,
Wesley.
the best
And
episode
even I didn't
of,
like him.
like the best episode with Wesley Crusher is the one where he and Tom Paris from Voyage just flat out kill a guy. Yeah,
I mean, I like I said, he's an old hipster. It's to be expected from the old man.
But it's like, that's not so much hipster. That's like, you fucking have dementia, man. You need to get help. You seriously need to like get some medication or something.
They'd be like, yeah, I didn't realize he was that old and he's suffering from dementia already.
He must be.
I think he just likes to be contrarian. I think he's a contrarian hipster. I think that's really all it is.
Even Will Wheaton doesn't like Wesley, and Will Wheaton's an asshole.
Right? I mean, yes, but I'm telling you, we already know this. We've all watched.
I'm pretty sure it's explicitly said in the Mr. Blanket reviews that nobody likes Wesley Crusher, and he made those reviews, so he has to know. I think he was just being contrarian for the hell of it.
What the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on in Sabo's background accuracy?
My landscapers are here again. I'm sorry. They always come at Thursday afternoons around 3 o'clock.
It just sounds like you're in like some heavy machinery.
Yeah,
he's
that's
building
what they're
a
doing.
giant robot as we speak.
Oh,
He's got the Megas.
He wishes.
Listen, we all wish we had the Megas XLR. By the way, I love whenever, like, there's one friend of mine that's smart, whenever, like, it becomes, like, a debate between my old ass and others with giant robots, like, usually what'll happen is, like, I like Gurren Lagann, and I'll make a joke saying I like the original version, Get a Robo, and, you know, like, we like a circle of cracks like this until, one person goes, hey, guys, Megas XLR is the best mecha, and then we all just go, okay, yeah. We just all agree Megas XLR wins.
It's an easy way to end the argument. Yes, Megas XLR is the best. Megas XLR is better than both Gurren Lagann and Getter.
Yes.
Can't really argue that.
Yeah, I can.
It's so nice. It's so nice to come from a culture that invented the mech.
Yeah. War of the Worlds.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody cares about your War of the Worlds.
I mean,
not even Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, well, he spent all his time making loose adaptations of Faber's books. That, you know, eventually he had to make one that was a stinker.
It was inevitable.
It was inevitable. It's like you can't always hit well. Just unfortunately for Spielberg, I think the real thing with Spielberg is that he lost the touch to do He lost the touch to do sort of like happy-go-lucky action stuff, like family action stuff, after like doing Schindler's List.
Mm.
And well, it's like, so you have the whole like
no, I agree.
thing.
Like, yeah.
It's like with Lost World was being the baffling pile of shit that it is.
It's a fun, it's a fun, baffling pile of shit, though. I will say that.
I don't even think it's nearly that fun, but it's because it's like you look at it and it's like this is just lazy. Like this is the laziest Spielberg ever was, and I still haven't seen Ready Player One, and I intend not to because
don't.
Why would I watch something? Why would I watch something that I know I'm not gonna like?
That movie has ruined my just because anytime I walk by anything and I see the Iron Giant himself, I'm just like, I just think of that. The whole Ready Player One thing where they made him just fight people.
I'm gonna like do a rare thing and paraphrase South Park again, and just make note of that time when they tried to have George Lucas and Steven Spielberg arrested in show for raping Indiana Jones. Basically what they did.
It's been a long time since South Park made it funny.
I mean, this was decades ago.
I know. It just made me think. It's like, man, it's been a long time since South Park made it funny.
Well, I mean, I've kind of said this before, but it's like, how can you even make sort of parody and satire anymore. Like, the world's so farcical and farcical and stupid. Like, what's even the point? Like, you can't make fun of the president because he just says this shit anyway.
I don't know, go full on ridiculous, turn him into a Cyclops from the Odyssey, I don't know.
Well, it's just gonna happen, and then he'll just say that he is one.
Isn't that what Animaniacs did?
That's the joke!
Oh yeah, I did see they're bringing that back.
Yeah.
I'm not that enthused.
I'm big into anime, so I'm kind of interested in it. The trailer looked pretty good, so I want to check it out. I did like the gag though of him taking a tablet like a pill because he heard the name tablet.
Oh, I get it.
It's stupid. I enjoy it. Oh wait, you don't get it?
I said I did get it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I got it.
Good.
I did talk on thing last. Oh yeah, I did talk about that. About the about how I looked into Age of Ultron, the comic, and was sort of flabbergasted to realize that Ultron does not appear in said comic, which is old news. I accept.
We talked about this. I remember because we were making jokes about like the
Bendis.
Wolverine thing and Bendis. Well, it means Bendis. Our arch nemesis who doesn't know we exist.
Well, no, your arch nemesis is award-winning comic book writer Dan Slott.
No, apparently I am award-winning comic book writer Dan Slott's arch nemesis. I don't really give a shit about him. Yeah, he probably doesn't, but just because of the block, I like to imagine him waking up every now and then and going, that fucker! He's probably long forgotten about me, but it's more fun this way.
Yeah, I'm not.
Then again, I've thought people have forgotten about me, and then apparently they'll still get pissed about me. Like, there was this one fucking, Z-grade, that guy with the glasses guy named the Blockbuster Buster, who I pissed off, ages ago. Oh,
that guy!
Yeah, you remember him. Yeah, apparently, what was it? Medi had to remind me that he existed, because what Medi thought was funny is that occasionally still, he would bring up the fact that I exist and is still mad that I exist, basically. And I'm like, I forgot this guy even was a thing until you mentioned him again. I don't even remember what I made fun of him for. From what Medi told me, the original video I did on him was, jokes and then, actual critique, and then he was a bastard. He was, a shithead about it, and then I just turned it into fucking Clown House. Which sounds about right.
I think I watched one video of his, was like, wow, this is awful. I'm glad I'm not gonna. I think I'm done with this site.
Yeah, I think that was the joke, and I think at the end I said okay, here's a couple things you could do to improve and stuff like that. And then I think after that we did one more, just making fun of him more, and then we just left. And then apparently he was still angry about it, for a good while longer, even though I had moved on. My point is. I don't know, Dan Slott might actually still be like, that fucker, he knew what I was trying to do. He knew what I was trying to do with my vision of the perfect Spider-Man, Dr. Octavius.
How can he not accept that the man who tried to poison New York City with a toxic newspaper ink was not the right man for the job?
Listen, they owe him.
Do they?
Yeah, haven't you heard him? He says this over and over again. They owe him.
For what?
His genius!
But he doesn't use it for anything except being a dick. It's
they owe him! They are beneath him! He is above! They should be happy to be poisoned by him!
Most adaptations of Doc Ock don't even bother, or Doc Ock in comics never actually uses his genius for anything other than just being an asshole and doing crimes, and then he's like, no, but why is the world not kneeling before me? It's well, you're just kind of a dick, man. Look at all the other super scientists in Marvel who are famous and well liked. You know what they do? They use their technology to help people. And then there's Reed Richards.
I was gonna say, and then there's Reed Richards, who we don't know why people like him.
I think he's probably because he's invented a device to make people think that.
You know, you might be right. Because I'm like, man, Reed Richards isn't really that far off from being Dr. Octavius. He's just not portly and have giant hands on his back.
It's just, he has a wife
Yeah.
that he ignores.
He
Whereas
ignores.
Doc Ock used to have a wife.
See, that's why Susan has like 3 different simps in the Marvel universe.
Just 3? Wow, she's slipping.
Well, let's see here. I know of at least 2 off the top of my head. Doom, Namor, and there's probably another one that I'm just fucking forgetting. I feel like there should be a 3rd one.
I feel like there's a scroll. One of the scroll randoms was a simp for her.
I mean, there's a Skrull who's a simp for Spider-Gwen. I'm not even kidding.
Who else? I know Mole Man bizarrely isn't.
Yeah, Mole Man was only a simp for a short period of time for Squirrel Girl, but it was kind of a joke story.
In some adaptations, Silver Surfer is when they're not doing the whole Alicia thing. Because haha, she's blind, so she doesn't see that he's not even a horrible monster. It's like it feels weird to like make a point of, well, she like can see him for what he is.
I'm pretty sure she knows he's an orange rock person by now.
Yeah, it's like she knows the thing is the thing. So it's like if she's fine with the thing, why would she not be fine with Silver Surfer, who, aside from being a literal chrome dome, is like well-built man.
He's
Yeah,
like an attractive guy,
Except for the
but
fact that he's
chrome.
bald and he's made of metal.
Aside from the fact he's got like Barbie doll anatomy.
Finally,
No.
the perfect man.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, man. The Coming of Galactus is a weird story, and it's never really had like a good rendition either.
I mean, I like what Squirrel Girl did, where she just befriended him, and then they went off and ate a plant that was just made out of acorn.
Man, remember when they revealed that Galactus had a daughter?
No, but I was gonna mention one more thing from it. I like how Galactus passes out, and they mention the fact that Galactus always appears, differently depending on the race. So Squirrel Girl throws Tippy into the air really high so she can get a good look at Galactus, and they just drew out like a passed out squirrel in Galactus's outfit.
Makes sense to me.
And then when Tippy gets caught, she's like, I don't know, looks normal to me, big guy, purple suit. It was really good. Man, I'm sad they ended the Squirrel Girl comic. It was fucking great.
Sad they did a lot of things with comics.
Why did they end the good comics and then give Bendis more work?
Personally, I blame the Clone Saga.
I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I'm in the comic shop and I'm like, all right, let me try another book, I always eyeball to see if I see Bendis' name.
Bendis.
I'm not gonna lie. If I'm like, I wonder what this is, and if I see Bendis' name, I just put the book back on the shelf. He's like, no. You can keep it. You can stay right there.
No thanks, bro.
I almost want to pick him up if I see Dan Slott at this point, just to see if he's still doing things and if you go completely insane again. I mean, I'll be fair to him, he hasn't had the Blob eat the Wasp.
No, yeah. Give it time.
Well, you see, the true villain, the Blob is the true hero here because
he took a stand against Hank Pym's chauvinistic wife-beating ways.
So he ate her out, literally.
Yeah. Eat out to help out, Dan.
Fucking hell. This is stupid.
I mean, it's no worse than what we normally do.
No. We crossed the bridge. We're currently at a different edge.
I mean, we've already like.
Well, no. We've already crossed a point of. I don't think we should go beyond this point. Like 2 videos ago.
I guess somewhat connected to Paul W.S. Anderson, we went through past the event Horizon. Yeah, you forget he made a good movie, don't you?
Oh. I was thinking about it. I forgot. We forgot that we'll let Sabo know something because he wasn't here in the last recording.
What?
Remember, we decided that we were going to side with the Space Noids because of the child labor the Federation does in this.
No, we weren't going to side with the Space Knights. We were going to work. We were going to happen to work towards a goal that the Space Knights also have, and then kill them afterwards.
And it involves
There's a
dropping an
difference.
asteroid, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Just because we shared similar goals and similar enemies does not mean we are automatically friends.
So then after you're done, you're gonna drop Australia on them?
Yes.
Like, they drop axes like, hey, did you notice that, like, the Australia crater's missing? Hey, what's that coming towards? Ah!
No, we'll bark it there, and they'll be like, and we'll get them to give us the keys.
Hey, can you use the keys to Australia? Yeah! Wait, Australia has keys?
Wait, you're not gonna drop it on us, are you? No. You can't drop things in space. There's no gravity. I'll crash it into you. Oh, okay. Wait.
Hey, wait a minute.
Shit.
I like imagine like a quick cut to like one of the colonies as Australia with rockets on it is just flying towards it and it's playing that fucking like da 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 horn from Ed, Edd and Eddie, you know, the one that like tapers off.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Fucking Space Knights, man.
I like how they're basically the conversation right now is Allenby realizing that the armors control very similar to the mobile tray system.
Or at least hers does.
Yeah.
The armors are all different. Because reasons.
And it's fine.
There is a plot reason for it.
And gun
It's all
exports.
basic. Yeah, well, it's all because it's like Gun's Sword actually takes place on, ironically enough, the space equivalent of Australia.
Mars.
Yeah, basically.
So it basically what it is it's a planet where they sent all the dangerous criminals, and the whole point of like after a certain point, for unexplained reasons, they kind of stopped giving a shit, so everyone just formed the society. But all the technology they're using is effectively like harvested from what was left over by the wardens leaving or dying.
Okay.
Dan of Thursday and all the other and the 6 other mechs that are part of the same thing.
The
Where
original 7.
yeah, all the original 7 are meant to be like, well, they watch over they're meant to be like the actual wardens who would quell any uprisings, but. Yeah, so it's basically like Trigun, but instead of it being like a disaster, that forced this human colony, forced humans to colonize on a planet, it was there's a bunch of criminals there. We just kind of forgot about them. Maybe.
I mean, I can believe that happening.
Certainly not the first time anime has said, yeah, there's a colony of humans here, we just kind of forgot about them. Nadesco.
Hell, even video games have done it. Before Nadesco came out, that's literally the plot of Target Earth. Or, Strike Assault Lioness, I think it's called. Or Strike Suit Lioness. Because literally the plot is, there was a war, and they sent out before the war basically a group to colonize Mars, and they lost contact with them. Apparently shit got fucked at Mars, and they managed to survive via cybernetics and cloning, not even kidding. And then they came back for fucking revenge.
You assholes left us to die, did we? That doesn't sound like a thing we'd do.
You didn't respond to our messages. We were literally in a worldwide war with giant robots.
That's no excuse.
That's no excuse!
It's very rude to not respond to our messages.
That's rude. That's how we're gonna kill everyone and take over the planet.
I mean, understandable, really. Look, nothing good ever comes from Mars.
It's true. Mars
Except
and Venus.
Except for the Martian Manhunter, I guess.
Mars and Venus both. I guess unless you're counting Sailor Venus, oh no, it's Jupiter. Jupiter's the other one, except for Sailor Jupiter. She's good.
But she doesn't come from Jupiter.
No, she does.
Does she?
Yes, technically.
Yeah. Technically,
Man,
she
that's
does.
horrible. Man, that's horrible because there's no surface of Jupiter.
Yeah, she's our Jupiter friend. It's fine.
I must suck for the Sailor Scouts that come from those planets, like from fucking Venus. Like
I mean,
Venus is the
apparently
hottest.
before like shit went down, the planets were like inhabited normal planets.
Yeah.
It must suck though, because Venus is like fucking ridiculous. Venus is like the hottest planet in the solar
moon-
system.
Before the
like-
darkness came.
Like, the moon was an inhabited planet before it became the moon. And technically, the guardian of Earth is actually Tuxedo Mask.
Man, it must fucking suck for you. It must fucking suck to be Sailor Pluto though. It's not even a planet anymore.
Yeah, that's what people was like, oh man.
You know, you're not even a Sailor Scout anymore. I don't know who you are. I honestly don't. Is she the time one?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, which one's the time one? Sorry, I was reading.
Pluto, I think.
Yeah.
Pluto... no, wait, wait, Saturn's death. I forgot. Saturn's death.
Saturn's the one whose power is I kill everybody,
Yeah.
everywhere,
That's
forever.
seems a bit broken.
Yeah.
No, everybody, everywhere, including like her and all of their allies.
So, why is the
No,
moon?
So it's more like, no, don't ever let her do anything ever.
So why is the moon? Why is the one for the moon like the most powerful / the protagonist? Because the moon's just
Because-
lame.
Because the moon used to be like this. The moon used to be the center of the solar system. And then every planet, but then every planet but Earth got turned into what it is now because I don't really remember why.
Something about something with Queen Beryl. I don't remember.
Why would the
Yeah.
moon be the center of the solar system and not the sun, though?
Because
In fact, where's Sailor Sun?
I guess because an actual star doesn't have a surface. I don't know.
Yeah, but neither does fucking half the planets.
I don't fucking know. Listen, you're asking for explanations from Sailor Moon. I think.
I don't think the mangaka was very well versed in physics.
I'm sure it's explained somewhere, but I don't know. I didn't research it extensively.
I mean, I've listened, Train. I've watched Sailor Moon. I can tell you equivocally. Yeah, she has no idea what the fucking physics are. Alright, this is a good place to stop. In the bewilderment of Sailor Moon. Hope you guys enjoyed the Super Robot Wars. It's time to leave. See you next time. Have a good day.